Hello there everyone, and welcome into the Matt the Grape channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you some Christmas and winter build hacks. So our first build hack is going to be a present. For this one you're going to need a loom so we can make some banners, red wool for the present base, and then you're going to need the base banner color that you want along with the dye that you want to use, and then a coral fan to put on top. So you're going to start off by placing whatever base color you want right here in the middle, and then we're going to go into our loom and make the banner. So you can place your banner base color in the banner section and then place in your dye whatever color you want. There's a whole bunch of different patterns. You can choose whichever one you want for your present. I'm going to choose this one, and then you can just come over here and put it all around the present. And there you have it. Now the last thing to do is to place your coral fan on top, and there you go, that is your present. You can also experiment with different banner patterns as well as different colors to see which present pattern you like best. If you're doing two tall banners like this, then you can use a banner pattern like this with a plus on it. Might look a little more realistic. Place your coral fan on top. Of course it will die pretty quickly, but it still looks very realistic, especially if it's a 2-block tall present. Moving on to our next build, this is candy canes. So for candy canes, you're going to want two different types of concrete, or you could also use wool as well. We have white concrete and red concrete. You can start off by placing, I don't think it matters what color first. I'm going to go ahead and start off with white, and then as we build up, just alternate colors. Once you get to the height that you want, you can get some quartz stairs, place them like so, and then continue the pattern over, and then place the quartz stair upside down. Hold on, nope, right side up. There we go. And that is your candy cane. I'm going to go ahead and actually move it in one. There, I think that looks much better. And you can also experiment with different colors. So for example, what if I wanted to build a blue candy cane? Let's try it. Just place white and blue alternating, and then put on some stairs. And there you go, blue candy cane. You can also do this with a lot of other different blocks and colors. Another build hack is icicles. If you're wanting to add icicles to your build, you can use end rods along with white stained glass panes and regular glass panes to give that impression of the icicle. By the way, whenever you're building in snow biomes like this, it's always best to use darker colored wood because it stands out against the white background. Just a little bonus tip for you there. Okay, if we put our end rod down, you can see it starts off with the icicle. You can place your white stained glass pane underneath, like so. Of course, if this was a little higher, it might be better. And then if you wanted another layer, you could place a normal glass. And of course, you can also experiment with having, some with glass panes and some without glass panes. But if you put two right next to each other, it will turn to look like this, and we don't want that, so make sure that they are separated. Next up, we're going to be making a fireplace with stockings. So to start off building our fireplace, we're going to want to place down our campfires. You can also use netherrack and light it with flint to steel if you want, but if you're in an earlier part of your survival world, you can just use campfires. So there's many different types of designs for a fireplace. I'm just going to try and build one. And there is the fireplace design. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I built this. So you're going to start off with your campfires in the middle, and then up front, one block in front of the campfire, you're going to place your normal blocks, and you can just start working up with the stairs. You're going to want to bring these stairs into the middle on both sides, just like this, just like that. And then on the underside of these front stairs, you can place the stairs upside down, just like that. And then on the back, because nobody's really going to see the back, you can go ahead and cover it up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put stairs on the sides, just like this, and then fill it up in the back. You also normally would not want to cover the top because that's where the smoke comes out for that realistic effect. So there is the fireplace. Now we also want to add stockings, so you can use item frames, or if you're in creative mode, you can get invisible item frames. I'm going to leave the command to get invisible item frames in the description, so if you're in creative mode and you're building this, you can use that command. So I'm going to place my item frames on. You can dye some leather boots, place them right there, and there's your stockings for your fireplace. Also, just a quick reminder to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. We're approaching the end of this year, and our goal by the end of the year is 100 subscribers, so make sure to smash that subscribe button if you want to help us reach that goal. Now, next up, we're going to be building a Christmas tree. So how do you build a Christmas tree? First thing that you need is the tree itself, and then you can decorate it. So we're going to start off by placing down our log as the trunk of the tree. Again, I'm using dark wood because it contrasts with the snow environment. And then you can start placing down your leaves. It really there isn't like a defined way to place down your leaves. I'm just going to try starting like this and then coming down. I think something like this looks pretty nice. And again, of course, you can experiment to see what leaf structure you think looks best. Now to decorate your tree, you have two options. If you're in creative mode, you can use concrete and invisible item frames to act as ornaments, or if you're in survival mode, you can use candles. So to use the candles, basically you'll destroy whatever block you want to place the decoration on, then place your candles, destroy the block, and then replace the leaves back. And then you can just use different colors. I just have a couple of different colors here. And there you go, something like that. Of course, if you have more colors, then you can make more ornaments on your tree. And for the star on top of the tree, there you have a couple of different options depending on how far you are in the game. Of course, I would suggest glowstone. If you don't have glowstone, you can also use maybe a sea lantern, a shroom light, just a block that gives off light really bright. And there you go, that is your Christmas tree. And our very last build hack for today is the toy train. So around our tree, I'm going to go ahead and place down some rails. Alright, something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and use quartz stairs. And just destroy the section of the track that you want to build your toy train on. Thinking something like that. Okay, and then we'll just put the stairs on both ends. And then in the middle, you can put whatever you want. I'm just going to put some different concrete colors. And then you can put like buttons on the side or just different little things to make it look more like a train. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Why do I have leather boots on? Aside from that, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, as well as check out Discord, Twitter, Patreon, and Reddit links in the description. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.